Then comes the team. I think when I got the funding, the first thing I did is got an office boy as a first thing, because I was like too tired of running around for photocopies and printouts, because I did not have a printer at home and all of those things. So I did that. I got an office. My first office was literally a garage office where the front, by the way, it was an ex-InMobi office. So Naveen vacated the office, and I happened to meet Naveen when he was vacating, and I entered the office. So it was literally an office where in front of the office there was a, the bottle cap manufacturing plant. So the noise was so getting into your ears that you literally had to put curtains and many other things so that the noise doesn't travel inside and you can focus on your work. But those were the experiences which I really cherish now, frankly, because I mean, I don't think so. Now I can go back to that environment. I become more comfortable, and this is where I would say my risk appetite has also gone down, which is a deterrent for new innovation if one has to make. And so my big message to you guys is don't get comfortable if you want to create something. Otherwise, it's a deterrent for you. You will least likely, unless you're super lucky, least likely that you will be able to create a large business. So as far as the team is concerned, as I told you, I'm a non-tech guy. So literally the biggest challenge for me was recruiting a technology guy. So because I did not understand what kind of technologies I should build my platform, what kind of tech folk I should hire, and what to interview from a tech guy. It's not like I can talk, oh, this API should work in this fashion, or what's your view about architecture scalability, what's your view about how the infrastructure should be on AWS, or infrastructure should be dedicated environment. I had absolutely no clue back then. So, so took a leap of faith, hired, of course, Sequoia helped me interview candidates, but that was still, my paranoia prevailed. So I was so paranoid that each of my sales guys were also engineers. So literally my ops guy was engineer, my sales guy was engineer, my, of course, tech guy had to be engineer. My product guys were engineers. So I was like, except me, the whole company was made up of engineers only. And I don't think so that was a wiser decision though. But still, the thing was that I wanted to cover my blind spot completely. So I knew exactly what merchants were looking at. I knew exactly what consumer experience I wanted to deliver to the market. But as far as the tech part is concerned, that was my blind spot. So my big message to you guys is, I think as far as you know that what is that you want to deliver to the market, you don't need to worry how good a coder you are or whether you have a good tech co-founder. I mean, that's an added advantage for sure, but not the sole requirement to start a company. So that's a big learning for me. Then, and of course, I went through my own set of challenges with some wrong hirings initially, with some learnings. But what worked in our favor was quick decision making. So as soon as we realized that things were not working as we thought with the respective team members, and I must say, I was brutal. I was brutal enough because for me, that was the only asset which I had as part of my wealth. So I could not have that asset go waste. And I could not, and it was my career. So, so I was super brutal with people that if you are not passionate the way I am, then it doesn't work with me. So, so of course, we made few tough calls initially where we changed our teams at a fairly rapid speed as soon as we realized that things were not working. We were lucky to get few very good people on the tech side, on the product side. In fact, one of my #3 guy, which I found, and I really feel grateful to him, and I always thank him whenever I meet him. Deepak Dhar is now co-founder of Nestaway. So he worked with me for 3 years, and literally he was my go-to man for everything. So for tech, for product, for operations, for customer service, anything I had a problem, I think that's the learning. In your team, you need couple of guys with you who you can blindly, if the task is given, they can do it to the perfection without you overseeing everything. And that's also one of the learning which I had is that I think the team is very, very important. And you should not, if you have the luxury, you should not compromise in team hiring. And while initially, before the funding, the requirement of hiring should be that you hire the team which is equally passionate, so that they are if the team is passionate, they're anyway not caring about salary. They're not working for salary with you. They're working to build something along with you. And of course, you should incentivize enough. You should not be miser enough to not give equity to them. But that at the same time, if you have the luxury, at least my initial mistake was I did not hire ahead of time. I always hired for the moment. So, and Sequoia guys always used to push me saying, Jiten, don't try to be Superman. Don't try to do everything on your own. And I'm like, no, this is my startup. I want to control product. I want to control technology. I want to control sales. And I was burnt out. Literally, I was burnt out. And this is where the big learning was hire the people. If you are anywhere sure that the product or the offering which you're building, you want to scale it up, why compromise in hiring then? Hire who can help you take the startup forward. So big learning which I had in the team hiring.